Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to another recap of A Love After Lockup. This is season 2, episodes 29 and 30, really seasons 3, episode 6 and 7, but, you know, I digress. Episode number 29 is called Catch Me If You Can, and episode 30 is called Menace to Society. Also, you guys, I'm really trying to get people to watch my Love After Lockup videos because they're not doing so great on YouTube. So if you are in a forum, on Facebook, on Reddit, on any social media sites, and you want to share my video, please go on ahead and share my video. I will not be mad. All right, so I'm going to combine these two because, hey, girl, who has the time to film and edit 2 separate videos? But also because 29, Catch Me If You Can, was way more interesting than 30. So let's jump right into it. So the first couple that we have, I'm going to talk about Angela and Tony. Okay, so in episode 29 with... There goes that. There goes my water. Episode 29 with Angela and Tony, we have got Angela getting her wedding dress, and she's with her sister and her good Judy Brenda. And she gets the call from Tony that Tony has gone on the lam. He is missing, on the run, and he will not tell her where he is. So she gets back to her trailer. She is flustered. She doesn't know what to do. She keeps on calling him. So she decides to call her good friend Tom. You know, Tom. The one who proposed to her, Tom. The one who she said she couldn't imagine having sex with, Tom. That one. She calls him on the telephone. Does he pick up? Yep. Does he come over? Yep. I'm like, Tommy, Thomas, have some backbone. This woman just said no to your wedding proposal and now wants you to go and hunt for the guy that she said no to you for because he's now on the run. But anyways, before Tommy gets there, she gets a call from a U.S. Marshal that's like, hey, have you seen Anthony blankety blank blank? And she's like, no, I haven't seen him, officer. If I had, I would definitely tell you. I'm looking for him as well. I'm really worried about him. He called me. He said that he didn't go back to the halfway house, and I'm really worried about him. But if I get any information, I'll definitely tell you. So now she's shaking in the boots because the feds know her number. They know where she lives. So she's like, look, I got to find him before they do. I got to help him to get back to this halfway house. Like, Tommy, come over and help me. Tommy gets there. She's like, Tony's so stupid. How stupid do you have to be to go on the run? And Tommy's like, well, who's stupid to follow? Shade! Angela's like, Tommy. And he's like, I'm sorry. Tommy is not all the way a fool. He came through with that little dig of a comment. They hop in the car and they just start to drive off to wherever I guess they think he might be. She's speculating with Tommy about if it's another woman, if it's drugs, and she's pretty sure it's drugs, which is something that we didn't know about Tony to begin with, that he's an ex-drug addict, which is a problem. Oh, child. Angela and that tooth, they have got it coming towards them. There is a lot of things that are going to go on in this woman's life for the next couple weeks dealing with Tony. And it's all her fault at this point. This was her opportunity to turn around and walk away. And she's choosing not to. She's choosing to go find him, which I find to be very silly and foolhardy. So at this point, I'm like, Angela, girl, you're making up your own bed. I'm here for the ride, though. I'm definitely here for the ride. I want to see you lay in it. I want to see you watch TV in it. I want to see you sleep in it. And I want to see you change the sheets. Because this bed and this ride seems like it's going to be so interesting. The next couple that we're going to talk about is Lacey and Sean and John. Their names are so similar that I continuously get them mixed up. I don't know if someone's saying Sean or someone is saying John. So the last episode where we left off, Sean had been introduced to her friend Miranda. And then after that, I assume, girl, they went back to the hotel and had sex. And so they spent a day together, a day at the beach, and everything was good. And then she tells Sean about John, and the bottom falls out of Sean's world. He says that his trust level of her was up here, and now it's down here. And I'm just like, Sean, why would you trust a woman who would just write you out of the blue? You should have had some cause for concern to begin with. She's up to something, right? She's Shady McGrady. She's like, does the fact that I'm with John, does that like change the way you feel about me? Because I love you. Like, we're falling in love with each other and I don't want you to not like me anymore. And he's like, you know, it's not that I don't like you anymore. It's just that my trust for you has fallen. You know, right before I'm about to go be with my family and parole over there, I had this in the back of my mind. And this was such a perfect day. And you know, now everything has changed. And she's like, I just know that I love you and that I'm going to figure this all out. And I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but... And so then that's the end of them two. So she gets it back to her house and her dad is like, hey, Lacey, what's up? The kids are so excited. They're like, Mama's home. And they're jumping on her. She's actually wearing a really cute dress that if I had bigger tatas, I would absolutely wear that dress, girl. It was so cute. Okay, so she gets into the house. The kids are super, super excited to see her. And she's hugging them and they're jumping all on her and they're fighting about who missed her most and who cried. And Papa is really excited to see her. And he's like, okay, Lacey, tell us what happened. What was this shoot about? And Lacey is just like, well, they had me, it was like crazy, and you know, I just drive so far, and they had me, you know, like try on, and you know, she's like playing with her daughter's hair, try outfits, and then like, and then all of a sudden she like diverts the conversation. She diverts the conversation into something else. So her dad is like, oh my God, that drive, it was 7 hours in the storm. We were worried about the storm. And she's like, yes, the storm. So how was the storm here? I was so scared in my car. Her dad's like, yeah, the storm tore up your backyard. You're gonna have to buy things again and let's go check it out. She's like, yeah, let's go check out what the storm did to my backyard. And I'm just like, Dad, what do you think her photo shoot was like? Like, it's obvious that she's in the porn industry. Like, it's obvious that your daughter is like in an industry. Like, she's not, what kind of model do you think she is? It's so interesting that she feels no way. I would be beside myself with embarrassment if my dad like wanted to know what kind of photo shoot I was on as a cam model. I mean, no shade with being a cam model, but that adult industry side of myself would be completely separate from any conversation I would ever have with my family, especially my dad. I'm happy that they have that relationship and she gets to be herself around him. Then we have the next scene. She's changed. She's in her normal attire, crop top and black leggings, you know, her normal uniform. Talking to her dad, and her dad's like, so talk about John and what's gonna happen with John, and I really don't think this guy should come here and parole here. And you know, you're going after the same type of guy, these no good guys. Like, well, Dad, like, I have something to tell you. He's like, what? John might be Marlo's dad. We don't know. And he's like, what? There was a moment when me and my husband weren't doing well, and like John and I hooked up. God, this is so much like daddy-daughter TMI. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a lot for me. It just feels so produced. Like, even if it's true, she has so many secrets. It's really only episode 6, and she's had 2 secrets revealed already. And I know there has to be a third. She goes to the jail, and she says she's gonna tell John in that moment that she's seeing somebody else. But I don't know if she's really gonna do that, because she said he's gonna get very upset. And like, duh, he's gonna get upset. So I think we're in for like a crazy ride with her. And as much as I like wanna not talk about her, people want to hear about her. So I also think that me doing her reenactments are really funny. So I felt like my last couple of videos weren't funny, and I'm all about the funny. Okay, so the next couple we're gonna talk about is a new couple. We have Glorieta and Sean. Girl, Glorieta is going to steal my heart. She is a Looney Tune who wears way too much makeup, and I am here for her all of the way. First of all, I want to know what her ethnicity is. Her mom is definitely a Latina, and she looks like she's Asian. So that leads me to believe that her father is Asian or like Filipino or something, girl. I can't tell underneath all that makeup. And the blue eyeshadow or the steel silver eyeshadow, hilarious, hilarious. But even more hilarious is her storyline. So she met Sean through her cousin who was in prison. And I guess she called her cousin one day, and Sean was sitting next to her cousin while she was on the phone with him. And Sean was like, oh, her voice sounds sexy. Whatever, to each his own. Oh, his name is not Sean, his name is Alex. She calls him Alexander. Glorieta is 34 years old and she's from Sacramento. Alex went to prison for falsifying checks and burglary. She says that he didn't do it and she believes that he didn't do it, so she doesn't have any negative thoughts about him because he obviously didn't do it. So like, whenever she calls and talks to Alex, it's wonderful. I mean, it's literally the sound of his voice is music to her ears, and this is what the music sounds like. Baby girl, when we talk, I get so high off your love, oh, Glorieta. And Glorieta is in heavenetta. She is like... He could be like the next Justin Timberlake. No, girl, he cannot. Baby girl, when we talk, I get so high of your love, oh Glorieta. Baby girl, we talk, I get so high off your love, Glorieta.
Baby girl, when we talk, I get so high off your love, Glorieta.
I get so high. That's for you, Glorieta. Glorieta is a car model for cars. She's a model that takes pictures with cars. She's a car model. And she's been celibate for 5 years. She cannot wait to get with the Alexander girl because she is ready for that dee. She's so happy and such a princess and such a girly girl that she has got a scrapbook that she has prepared and made and continues to add to for the dream wedding that she's gonna have with Alexander. The guy who's just getting out of prison. The one who makes false checks and burglarizes people. Glorieta says that this whole time that she's been lying to her mom and not really telling her about who Alexander is or where she's met him, and finally it's time for her to tell her mom. Her mom is shocked, and her mom's like, why in the hell would you want to be a guy who's locked up? And Glorieta's like, because I love him. He's got pretty eyes, he's got tattoos, he's got a nice body, he sings really nice. Baby girl, when we talk, I get so high. And her mom's like, those sound like great attributes for you wanting to marry a guy in prison. Glorieta says that she fully expects Alexander to come out of prison and woo her because that's exactly what she deserves as she is a princess. Her mother is very skeptical about this, obviously. Glorieta's like, she's not even giving him a chance. And I'm like, a chance to do what? To steal your prized possessions? All right, so in episode 30, she is packing up and excited to go to the prison to pick him up, and she's packing like a 5-year-old. And she just throws like wadded up clothes in a suitcase and makes sure that she has balloons though, because she is going to the jail to pick him up with like a dozen balloons. The balloons are so much that she can't even see out of the back seat of her car when she's driving to see him. And she's in the car by herself, talking to herself and crying because she is that excited to meet Alexander. So at this point, I'm just like, I'm on this ride with Glorieta, this crazy ass ride, I'm on it with her. And then she gets pissed off at herself because she messes up her makeup and she's like, I'm gonna have to pull over and put the makeup on. And I'm just so stupid. Ah! And then she gets there to see him and she's so excited and it's cold and she's got on like a little sweater and like a dress and some chanclas. And she's just like, oh, it's so cold out here. I'm like, girl, sit in the car. But she wanted to be there extra early to make sure that she saw him when he came out. And he gets there, he sees the balloons, he hugs her, he says that she's beautiful and everything that he wants. And he just lets go of those balloons. He's like, thanks for the balloons, babe. And he just like lets them go. And she's like, oh, it's so sweet. It's like, you're letting go of prison. It's like symbolic for our love. And then that's the end of that. So again, I'm here for Crazy Town and I'm here for Glorieta. So the next couple that we're going to talk about is Lizzie and Daniel. So with Lizzie and Daniel, I think I already spoiled it and talked about this exact same thing in last episode. They go to meet Daniel's family and his family loves her. They think that she just got her head on straight and everything is real good. And his mother is not okay with it. She's like, she drinks to everyone. And the family's just like, okay, we all drink. In the new episode, episode 30, we find out that the reason why Daniel's mother doesn't trust Lizzie is because Daniel wrote her a 14-page note and she didn't respond. And she never came to the prison to see him. So that's really important for the mom. The mom doesn't care that Daniel was like a low-life loser meth head who stole from the family, everybody in the family, to the point where people didn't want him in their house. She doesn't care about that. What she cares about is him coming out and remaining sober. And the fact that Lizzie didn't put everything on the line and ruin her life to go visit Daniel, it causes Teresa some concern because Teresa feels like she's done everything for Daniel and Daniel doesn't show her the same, I guess, love and affection and adoration as he shows Lizzie. I don't know, girl, but there is no reason for Teresa to be jealous of Lizzie, but she is, and it's weird. She wants everyone to know that Lizzie isn't perfect and Lizzie isn't the best example of how to be for her son because she's been down and Lizzie hasn't been. Daniel goes back to her house after, I guess, spending 2 days with Lizzie. I assume Daniel's not on parole. And he's just like, I don't want to be here. And she's like, but I want you to be here in this house. And he's like, it's too cramped. And then he goes off on her about her behavior towards Lizzie. And Teresa's just like, look, I don't trust her. She didn't do everything she was supposed to do. She's not perfect. She has secrets hiding in her closet as well. She was drunk when you got picked up. She was on drugs too. So what makes her so special and so better? And Daniel's just like, none of that even matters, Mom. We're moving on from here. So Lizzie shows up and gets into an argument with who she calls Mother Teresa, which I thought was a really good thing for her to say. It was cute. She's like, Teresa, we're trying to have a conversation. You keep talking over me. And she goes off and she gets a little disrespectful to Teresa. I'm not gonna lie, in her own backyard, you feel me? In her own backyard, Lizzie comes with the left hook. And Teresa lets it happen, and so does Daniel. So I'm just like, if this is the dynamic, then that's the dynamic. I'm not gonna judge it, but I'm saying it's a little inappropriate. Lizzie goes off on Mother Teresa and basically says, you have to give us a chance to be the people you want us to be, and that this is only 3 days out of prison, and just because we want to drink and have fun doesn't mean that means we're going to do meth. I have a future and a life ahead of me that I have been building. So I'm sorry that I didn't write him back when he wrote me a 14-page letter. Let me tell you, I have homework to do and I had to go to work. I have time to sit down and write a long-ass letter, okay? You know how much it hurts to write somebody a letter? It hurts. Okay, I wrote somebody in prison and my hand was just like, girl, I was like, dang, can I just type this? It hurts to write letters. So I understand why Lizzie didn't write him a letter. It's tiring on your like metacarpals or whatever. This ain't 1972. Nobody's writing letters, okay? I don't have to practice in my fingers, okay? I don't have to practice in my bones right here. Talking about writing me a 14-page letter, she didn't write you back. Okay, I was gonna call you and I was trying to text you, but you ain't have a phone in prison. Oh, God, it hurts to write 1 page. It hurts to write a paragraph. My hand is just, I'm having like residual pain from 7 years ago right now in my fingers. All right, so that's the end of that. So the next couple that we're going to talk about is Vince and Amber. You know, I don't really know about Vince and Amber. They're very confusing to me. I don't get their dynamic. I don't understand what's going on. I don't know where this segment is going. It's kind of exciting, right? Okay, so it turns out that Vince has adopted Puppy, and he tried to adopt Amber as well with the idea that he was going to get money for adopting them and then feed them the extra money. And I'm like, why are you doing all this? Like, why are you messing up your status with the government? Why are you messing with your job and then putting it on TV and telling everybody what you did? Like, that's weird. I get that he was trying to help him out and give him extra money, but like adopting them? Like, how do you adopt a 32-year-old woman? That's weird. I guess Vince is responsible for Puppy? I don't know, girl. I don't know what this trifecta is about to be. But whatever it is, it's weird and awkward. And Amber's feeling some type of way about it. So she tells Kathy. Kathy has a conversation with Vince and then gets to the bottom of what's going on. And Vince explains it, and I guess it's okay, but it's still weird to me. And then Kathy and Vince have a heart-to-heart where Kathy says, you need to try to do more with Amber. You need to tell her more that you love her. You need to try touching her. I think maybe she's not getting the message because you're so standoffish. So he goes into the room and tries to do that with Amber, and Amber's not feeling it. She's like, no. We still got to get to know each other. I'm sorry it's awkward, but this is what it is right now. And so Vince tries, and Amber's with the rebuff. While they're on the ride to the nail shop so that Amber can meet her friend, his grandmother calls, and he tells his grandmother that he is in Atlanta working a side gig. And Amber finds that weird. She tells her friend, like, that's weird that he's lied about her and didn't tell, you know, his grandmother exactly what she was doing. And then the friend was like, well, does his family know about you? And Amber's like, yeah, his mom knows and his sibling knows. I don't think they're with it, but they know. And so it's weird that he lied to his grandma. I'm like, well, technically, if he's filming a show, he is doing a part-time gig, so he didn't lie to his grandma. But what is he supposed to tell her? Like, I'm filming a reality TV show right now and I'm driving in the car with this woman who I tried to adopt who was an inmate, so hey grandma. No. So the friend's trying to like hype Amber up and tell Amber that something up with Vince and that he's a scammer and something's going on. Now I knew something is up with Vince, but I don't think he's a scammer. I just think he's a guy who doesn't have good social skills. And so he found women, this is how he finds women. And I think he's also controlling, right? And if he's the boss in the situation. So the friend says, yeah, it sounds like he's controlling. Friend's trying to get to the bottom of it. So she has a plan on confronting Vince when Vince comes to pick them up. Amber, I'm just like, Amber, if you're seeing red flags, that's fine, and I get it, but I want to know a little bit more about why. There's still something missing that we are not made aware of. Her and Vince need to have a conversation, and we need to hear that conversation because I don't understand what the disconnect is. Did she not mean for this trick to come out in real life and pick her up? Like, I don't get it. Or did she get overwhelmed that the cameras are here, and so she's kind of like trying to redirect the way it was going to be? You know what I'm saying? Because like, I get it. It's awkward to come out of prison and have a camera crew following you around. I mean, nobody can be as gracious and wonderful as Lizzie. You know what I'm saying? Lizzie was ready for those cameras. Not everybody can do it. Not everybody can be like Baby Nook and come out and be like, here, I need you to play my songs when my segments come on. Allah couldn't do it. So the next couple that we're going to talk about is Andrea and Lim Andre. So we find out in the last episode that Lim Andre is not getting out of prison. Big surprise. And then now this episode, one of her sisters has hooked her up with a detective to ask a former detective some questions about Lim Andre, which is weird because it feels like, you know, like instead of asking the lawyer, you're asking a detective who once worked a case. Does this detective know anything about Lim Andre's chances? I don't know. Her hair is actually cute. I was feeling it, okay? I was loving the black hair. I was loving the bangs. Her hair in the confessionals, though, that blonde wig, ma'am, why are those roots red? I don't understand what's going on with this hair. Somebody needs to explain it to me. So why? This is what the detective is saying. If you were my child, I would tell you to cut your losses and keep it moving because Lim Andre is never going to be somebody who can be rehabilitated. I have seen people like him. He is a menace to Daytona. And if he were to come out, wouldn't nobody want him in their city? He's just going to come out and do the exact same thing. You're not going to be able to make him into this bad guy turn good. And she's just really shocked. Like she had no idea. And I'm just like, girl, the producing. Oh my God, her segment is so produced and it's not even that good. They're just in some like vacant fucking diner and I'm just confused. Anyway, so that's it. That's all they're gonna get from me. All right, so the final couple that we're gonna talk about is Cheryl and Josh. We all know that Cheryl and Josh's mom got beef, okay, over Josh's mom's raggedy ass husband. I can only imagine he's raggedy. I just can't imagine him not being raggedy. You know what I'm saying? I just imagine a raggedy ass man. Cheryl is pissed, but Josh comes over to her hotel room early in the morning. I thought Cheryl was cute, but like, her hair up and like her full face exposed and that tooth. I want to push it back in. I want to pull it out. It just, it bothers my spirit. And I don't like to talk about people's teeth because my teeth aren't perfect. No, they're not. But I just want to snatch that snaggle tooth out of that gum. Josh gets there and he wants to have a good day, but Cheryl, you know, she wants to try to figure out his future right away, which I do not blame her at all. I don't think anything is wrong with Cheryl trying to figure out how she can help Josh pay his restitution. So basically he owes the state $85,000. Yes, $85,000 for stolen cars, for damaged property, you know, all the things that he's done since he was 17 years old. And so she's like, what you need to do is you need to pay $100 a month. And he's like, no, I only need to pay $40. And she's like, well, you'll pay it off faster if you do $100 a month. Don't worry, I'll give you the money. And he's like, no, I don't want you to pay for my restitution. Like, that's not your job. I don't want to be using you like that. Like, no. And she's like, I understand that, but I want to help you so that we can get on with our lives fast. And he says, well, first of all, they need to give me my license. And she says, well, you can't get your license yet. And he says, well, it's dumb. It's a racket. The fact is that I can't get my license until I pay the restitution, but I can't get a job until I have a license because like, how am I going to get to work? And I'm thinking, the bus. I mean, people take the bus every day. You gotta do what you gotta do, son. So anyway, she's basically trying to tell him like her version of what she thinks should happen. And she's getting frustrated with him because he doesn't want to do it. And then she gets upset and she's like, I'm trying to help you. And he's just like, no, I want to do it myself. And she gets mad and she tries to like throw a temper tantrum and then like tries to storm out and say, I want these cameras off of me. I want to have a private conversation with him by myself. Blah, 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 blah. She tries to throw down the gauntlet and girl, nothing happens. Josh is just like, no, I'm not dealing with it. You need to calm down and stop being crazy right now. He says that he loves Cheryl, but 30% of the time she's a psycho and he's not feeding into it. He just let her have her tantrum. She came back in the room and she was just like, I don't want to fight. And he was like, great, then stop arguing with me. Stop fighting with me. Let's just have fun today. And she's like, but I just want to do that. He's like, shh. And she's just like, okay. So like, I mean, I get where Cheryl's coming from. She really is trying to control the situation and make him a better person, but he's not going to do it. He's going to do what he wants to do. He's just one of those people. So she's going to have a long, hard road ahead of her. And I do think she's right that he should pay $100 a month. But I mean, she's really going to have to uproot her life and move to Colorado and watch him full time because he's not going to do what he's supposed to do when she's not there. And she got to get back to them babies, girl. So there's a scene where they go to the bank to open up accounts so that she could watch him with his money and get him a bank account. And then they have this awkward conversation with the bank manager and he told her how he used to rob banks. I'm like, why everybody ask why he was in jail for? That's their business. If I was ever in a situation and somebody was like, I've been in prison, my next question is not going to be, what'd you do? My next question is going to be, how much money are you depositing in this bank? Glad you made it out. Okay, so it's a $25 deposit? Because I don't care what you did, it's none of my business. Alright, you guys, so that is the end of this episode. It was a really good episode. Well, the combination of the two episodes are really good. I hope you guys are enjoying this journey with me. It's not as amazing as last season, but it will do. Glorieta is going to add another level to this that is going to make me happy in my spirit. Alright, I will see you next week with more 90 Day Fiancé and Love After Lockup videos. Thank you guys so much for rocking with me. Leave a comment down below. Let's have a kiki and a conversation. Don't forget to check out my merch. And remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye.